Hello, how are you? This is JilliBling. Today's project is bordering on easy. When does that happen? But if you're like me and you love blue colors, blue leaves, blue flowers, lost lagoon, and pretty peacock, this just might be it for you. So I did a different card using this stamp set maybe a month ago, and that turned out beautiful too. You know what I think? I have a copy of it right here. Isn't that pretty? And to make the colors so vibrant, I put Versamark over the colored leaf and then put clear embossing powder on it. And that made the colors really vibrant. And I could do it on this one, but I'm trying to go for easy. So, you know, I don't know that I introduced myself. This is JilliBling. And today's project. Kind of easy, kind of fun, just because it's so easy and it looks really pretty. So I'll be using artistic leaves, grateful blessings for I'm grateful for you, and then on the inside, you're such a blessing. Branching out, a new stamp set, and this one is going to be a birthday card. So I'll use happiest birthday wishes, and then wishing you a day filled with happy moments. I think that's really nice. And I'll be using this set again sometime in the near future because it's Christmas-like or winter-like. The dies, using winter dies. So this one is ornamental Christmas dies, and that's for the circle, perfect size circle. And this one is maybe like snowflake kisses or wishes or snowy delights dies. And this one will be fun to use too. Ooh, look at all those. Okay. So, let's go. Oh, I have stuff over here. Lots of stuff. Stampers need stuff. I have my score tool, just because we need a score other than it right in half. And I have to admit, this little acorn is from years gone by, and I have a lot of them. I love them. I must have hoarded them. Probably like I do designer paper. And I thought that would be a nice accent on today's card. But you could use like a little leaf right here or any little accent that you have. Okay, so we will score the paper. See how it's scored right here? To open it up. So this is called a book fold. Kind of fun. Okay, a lot of fun. We'll use that soon. Polymer stamps, it's nice to have a little pad, and Stampin' Up! Sells piercing mats, and that's nice just because then you get a good image. When I stamped this leaf the first time, because it's polymer, the whole center was absent. Once I used this underneath my scratch paper and I stamped it, it worked just perfectly. So if ever you have a problem with polymer stamps, that's the ticket. And Stampin' Up! Is doing away with the red rubber. With the red rubber, the little foam pad is included in the stamp, therefore you don't have to use one. But because we're going to do exclusively polymer, we're all going to need a little pad. Tear tape for the book binding because you really want it stuck. At first I was going to do liquid glue, but it's like that's not going to dry quick enough. So I'm going to have to sit here and hold it for a while. Tear tape. Low profile dots. We'll do those soon. Here's the pieces. Put that here. We are going to be using this paper. Look at all of that texture. This is the pattern we're using, but I love this one. And this is called Woven Textures 12 by 12 designer paper. And we will be using, I think this is Charming Day. Charming Day is, if you ask me walking down the street, what's your favorite stamp set or bundle? Charming Day. I love it. This is Charming Day paper. What's it really called? Floral Charm 12 by 12 paper. And it's beautiful. But I'm just going for the pretty peacock sheet. So one side is a little bit more subtle. The other side is very floral. But look how pretty this is. Like even this with the pretty peacock print, just everything goes together so nicely. Look at that one. Ooh, look at these together. Yeah. Subtle, subtle, Wow! And look how nice those go together. Or this with the green. That's Mossy Meadow. It's just very, very pretty. Those are nice. Everything goes together. I'm going to get to this one here, these little pink flowers with the brown leaves. I love it. This is the one we're using today. And on the back side is that beautiful page. So, beautiful paper. Okay. Let's go. So I'm going to take the base paper and score it at 5.5, and I have it written down. So for now, score 5.5. I'm going to have to put on my little extender thing. 5.5 and 6 7/8. Okay. 6 7/8. I guess I could measure it from the other side. There it is. It's all we need to do. Okay, so this gets folded in half. And then we'll fold this other square, which is right here. I'll do it just a little bit because that will help with placement for the Pretty Peacock designer paper and the Pretty Peacock square piece. And all the paper cut sizes are in the video description and also on my blog. Okay, so these pieces mean something. These are inside. See, that's gonna look so nice. This is outside. This goes right here. And this is for the words. Okay, so the words, I have them picked out. This is the happy birthday one. Haven't used them. Happiest birthday wishes. That's nice. Right there. Cute. Since I'm on a roll, let's cut that out. What an interesting die. If I saw this before, I'd be like, what's going on here? Is that something mechanical? But I'm loving it. Look how nice that is. I hope it looks good on the card, but I think it will. I love how perfectly it fits. Here we go. Cute. Okay, so for the leaf, and the leaf that I already did on the sample is not perfect, but it worked out okay. It is, it's two-step stamping, and I didn't line up the two-step very good. So I'm starting out with the detailed die, or the detailed stamp. So when you look at this stamp set, there's this one with the detail and the stem. Great. This one here, which you're like, what is that? What's going on? That perfectly fits in all of these voided areas with no color. So this one will do in a darker color, Pretty Peacock. This one will do in Lost Lagoon, and it'll fill it in. Same process with the leaves on the inside. And are you like, were there leaves on the inside? Yeah, just kind of threw them in. This one I'll do an early espresso, just because looking at the designer paper, I think some of the low, deep corners of the print have espresso in them. I really wanted to do crumb cake, but my crumb cake pad is off being busy somewhere, so I'm going to do gray granite, and that turned out just fine. So espresso in the detail with the stem, gray granite in the highlight. So see how it's kind of subtle, the gray granite? So I think it's just fine. Crumb cake, would it be better? Maybe. Or what other color would be similar? I think pecan pie, which I kind of want to use the ribbon. Look how nicely that goes. That's so rich looking. But I think I'll just stick with the gray granite because it's subtle. Okay, back on task. This is going to be the circle, so I'm doing it in the darker color because this is the stamp with the stem. And just do your best to get it centered. So another kind of funny thing about this is, okay, I got it centered. Oh, I didn't use the mat. Oh. It worked out. It stamped just fine. I'm going to use the mat from now on. So what I was saying, like, it's a little bit funny, is because when you cut out the circle and you go to line it up, it's like, okay, I'll line it right up with the stem. That's the central point. But then when you go straight up, it's like, oh, that leaf. Is it a leaf petal? The leaf, this part of the leaf is kind of leaning off to the right. It all works out, but if you're really into specifics, might drive you a little crazy. Mother Nature does stuff like that though, and it's beautiful. Okay, pad, get that pad thing. Right here. Okay, so now I'm gonna do, see that's pretty just as it is. You see the detail in that? Yeah, it's very nice. So this is the one for the Lost Lagoon, the lighter color, and there's no stem on this one. Okay, here we go. And at first, when the ink is wet, it's like you can't tell the difference in the color, but after it dries, you can. It's very subtle, which is what I'm going for, because the colors were quite vibrant. I had Cherry Cobbler, I think this is Poppy Parade, and Crushed Curry. And I had a blank spot in there. But that one is a little wild. The colors are a bit different, where these are more subtle differences. Okay, so to get it lined up, these two little bottom pieces are going to go right into here. But what's best for lining it up is to look at these points on the leaf tips. That will help you line it up. And as your stamp nears the paper, it becomes in focus. It's like, okay, that's going to work out. I'm looking at each of them side to side. It's getting closer. Top, side, side. Okay, there it is. And you know, you don't have to be that particular. If you're going to cut it out, you don't have to worry about it at all. But because I kind of messed up on the first one, I really wanted to do this one good. And look at that. Good. That is a little bit off. This one is a little bit off, but I'm perfectly happy with that. Okay, we're done with that. I mean, that's easy. I'm making an easy card, and I love it. So here's a circle. Okay, so I'm going to cut that out. And there it is. So that's going to go on there. Because we have stamping on the inside, and I have the little pad out, let's do that stamping. So this one, I'm grateful for you. You're such a blessing. I think that's really nice. This one is happiest birthday wishes. And then I have it set out here, never used. Wishing you a day filled with many happy moments. That's nice. I'm going to stamp it in Pretty Peacock because it's the heaviest color. I guess I could do it in Early Espresso. Should I do it just to shake it up, just to change things? I'll do that. Early Espresso. Here we go. Right at the top. That's really nice. Look how pretty this font is. I love mixed fonts, but isn't that nice? Which one is this from? Branching Out. From our family to yours, sent with love, to a very special someone. Thinking of you brings joy to my heart. So all these things are really nice. They're not so much winter related. Maybe holiday, from our family to yours. Hello, friend. And I bet you that friend would perfectly fit right underneath here. Okay, and let's do some leaves. Because this card is all about leaves, I'm going to start with the leaf stamp, even though I have the Early Espresso out, because this one is focusing on leaves. Also, because I'm going to stamp the leaves off the edge of the paper, like right here, I'm going to hide my pad. And that's only because if I stamp on it, I have pretty peacock leaf here and here, and I get the pretty peacock ink on here, which will happen because I'm going off the edge of the paper. Later when I move this, all of a sudden I'll have pretty peacock ink back here, and sometimes it kind of bleeds through, and that's a problem. Therefore, this is the fix. If it's ever happened to you, you're like, yeah, I know about that. Okay, so because the leaf is so big, I'll probably only do 2 parts of the leaf on here. 1 part, pretty. See, that's really pretty all on its own. And I don't want it to be too matchy-matchy, like too symmetrical, like bigger this one, littler that one. Okay, so that's good. Next is Lost Lagoon with the fill-in part, but look how pretty the stamp is, just like that. Isn't that nice? Let's see, Lost Lagoon. Okay, I'm gonna have to line them up. I'm gonna take it a little bit slow. Get the bottom part, leaf tip, leaf tip. You can probably see the top of my head. How did Amy do? She cut my hair today, and she did color. She says, yeah, you got quite a bit of gray up there. We need to take care of that. I'm like, yeah. Okay, as you get closer and closer, all of a sudden, everything lines up. When it was up high, it was like, this isn't going to fit. Ooh, I did that one good. A little bit of overage in here, but that's okay. On the sample, I didn't get it good. Therefore, I put an early espresso leaf over the top of my, it's not so good. Okay, get closer, closer. Okay. Oh, I went outside the line a little bit. Okay, that's still pretty. Okay, now time for the other leaf. So back to this one. I have 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. You really see this one, the other bits are just hints of color and bringing these colors to here. Okay, we have the espresso greeting. This one is just calling for 1 or 2. How about if I do 1 right here? See, that looks good all on its own too. And then 1 here. Oh, they're kind of like, are you stacking blocks? Are you stacking leaves? Okay, can't have that. This one's going to be over the peacock one. Put one down here. Okay, I'm getting carried away. This is when it's like, put down the stamp. Kind of looks good though, huh? Okay, just a little bit, 1 more. Okay, that's it. That's it. Oh, we have to do the little dots too on here. Okay, next is gray granite detail. This. When I first saw this stamp, I'm like, well, that's a sloppy looking check mark, until I realized it perfectly fits in the void. And seeing these little dots on here, that means I have lint or glitter on my pad or on my block, my stamp. Okay, this one is a little bit more forgiving, but see how there's no gray showing? Yeah, I got that one. When does that happen? Ooh, that one's good too. This one, I'm like, what parts even are those? I think that's the tip of it. But there's a little bit of white. Well, I'm not going to fill it in because I'm not sure. This one, just a corner. I did that off. This one I'm not sure. See, looking at this, you know what that is? Maybe not. I don't know why this is baffling me. It's like, what part is that? Because that's a solid line. I don't know, but I'm not going to put gray on it because I'm not sure. Okay, we're done with the inside. So this can set right there, and let's do a few little freckles. So I did it full strength, stamp off in Pretty Peacock. I could do it in Lost Lagoon. I think that is Lost Lagoon. It doesn't matter. Or you could do it in Espresso. Full strength, stamp off. And I'm trying to do it really random. And if you're saying, you can just stamp it after it's full strength right onto there. But I'll show you what not to do. Yeah, that's my whoops. Okay, what not to do is full strength, and see how I'm putting just half of the stamp on there? You're like, okay, well, now do second strength. Where the bridges, the ink still remains on there and it's heavy. It's not second strength everywhere. That's second strength everywhere. This has half full strength, half second strength, just because half of it was off the paper. That's why I stamped it over there. Okay. We're done stamping. How is this going to look together? That. Where's this going to go? Oh, this is interesting. I don't know. The leaf can be trickling. Actually, that's kind of cute, huh? Because that's what leaves do. What do you think about that? I'm just going to go with it. Okay, so let's attach. Ooh, I have lots of stuff to get my elbow in. Let's attach this designer paper. Right here. That's good. This, I don't know, I'm liking. Maybe like that. That's too centered. Maybe like this, and I could put a bow here. Let's try that. That's kind of nice. No, that looks like a little bit too much like inside on the dining room table. These leaves are out in nature. Not that the burlap is any. Burlap is closer to being out in nature. Glue, glue, glue. So Bill is on the honor flight right now. He gets to take one chaperone. He chose Tony. They're there now. And I was just watching, if you go on Facebook and search, there's Tony. I don't think that's Bill. Facebook page, Willamette Honor Flight. And then it has all kinds of videos. And I kept watching for my boys and I didn't see them. Okay, so I'll attach this. See, that looks really nice with all that extra espresso in there. I like that. But now see, on this one I wanted to do the linen thread, the pecan pie. I don't know, this one is real heavy on espresso. I don't even have any pecan pie. Okay, pecan pie might be out. That was the plan. I think that all neutrals go, oh, that does look nice though. All neutrals go together. Okay. Okay, so how to do that is here on the book binding. I'm thinking I'm going to put the knot right up here. It takes me that much to tie a knot. So go around twice. Right here is where the knot is going to be, so I'll cut it right there. Okay, and then tie the knot. Get it a little bit straight. I'm going to adjust how straight it is here in just a minute. See, that has a whole different look. I think this is like a study in rich colors because the pecan pie, pretty peacock, and then all these beautiful hues of brown. Okay, so at this point, my linen thread is like railroad tracks. I want them to crisscross. It's crisscrossed here. So fold this in, get the crisscross to the front. So now I have the railroad tracks parallel on the back. And the crisscross is, I think I want it down lower because right now the crisscross is right up here. So, does anyone notice all these things? I don't know. Okay, so now the crossover is right about here. Okay, where's that little acorn? This acorn is going to make mail cost way too much. So you know why I was liking this is because the copper acorn matches the pecan pie. And I'll tell you, I was going to put 2 little acorns on there because I have so many, but it looks like it looks bad. It doesn't look right. Okay, there it is. Okay, so we have that part done. We could glue it. We can attach it. So I'm going to put tear tape on here. Initially I was going to put glue on here, but then I'd be holding it, and I'm lazy. Tear tape right at the edge to there. And you could tear it. It's terrible. Right here, and I'm going to try to get right next to the crease. I'm going to put a 3rd piece on of tear tape. And I'll show you why I'm trying to get next to the crease. Putting it over the linen thread, you're like, that's not sticking. But after you get it put together and you smush it down, it will stick. Okay, the reason that I was getting it right next to the seam is because on this one, oh, it turned out fine. You could see like a little bit where it's like the tear tape is right here. And it opened up just a little bit there. Obviously it opened up by the linen thread. Oh, here, that's not so good. There we go. Okay. So we wrote letters. Grampy doesn't know this yet, but we were asked, like when people are in the military, do you know how important receiving mail from home is? Some people didn't get very much. Other people got it regularly. Some people even got care packages. So we were asked to write letters because they're going to have a mail call. And I'm like, oh, we have to do this. So many friends and family wrote letters, gave them to Tony to put in the envelope, or gave them to Mama, and she gave them to Tony to put in the envelope. So I'm looking forward to him. He's probably doing that right now. What time is it East Coast? No, it's 10:30. Maybe he did it earlier today. But it's just very special. And watching that Facebook page and all of the people that came out on the streets to cheer him on, it's going to make me cry here. It's just, it's beautiful. Okay, I have to gather myself. I'm going to do cards. I could do cards. cards. Crafts. Crafts will get us through it. Okay. See, look how nice. See, I'm liking it with all that espresso in there. And even the words. This one, the words are bigger, so I think it's fine as it is. I like them both. Okay, so now what about this? Nope. Oh, that looks, okay, right there. And on the sample, I did a little bit of linen thread back behind the greeting, just for interest. So I'll do that with the pecan pie behind this greeting. Okay, so first I'll put this on with dimensionals. Okay, is this the easiest card you've ever seen me make? It's very fulfilling. I think because I still like it. Sometimes I see easy cards and it's like, oh, you need to put more layers on, you need to put more stuff on. Okay, I hope that's where, just like that. Okay, and that it shall be. And then we're done stamping. This could come out. Okay, to do this, take it, wrap it around a few times, leave enough excess, because I like it when that sticks out. Oh, I didn't prepare. I'm going to put dimensionals on the underside here, and then stick this on. Okay, I'm up for the challenge. How many fingers do you have? And see, I had to put a lot of dimensionals on here to hold the linen thread. Yeah, 5 dimensionals on one little thing. Okay, so that's there. I'm going to take this. Hopefully it's big enough so it's seen. If it isn't big enough, then I'll make the little tails shorter. Just like that. Was that in the right place? I don't know. Kind of like it. I think I might make it a little bit more up and down. You know what? Some of these dimensionals, they can't be here because it's going to write up on the circle. This one, if it could just scooch over a little bit. I was wanting it more up and down, so I'll just move it a bit. And I don't want my loops perfectly matching either. If I took time to do 2 layers, I want the 2 layers of stuff to show. This is too long, especially because it's at the bottom. And that means I'll be cutting it off. Okay, and then glue right here. Well, that's good. Happiest birthday wish. Glue. Okay, we're done with that one. So now, see, that turned out pretty good, huh? Now bling. Because the inside is done. But there's an overwhelming feel of this with the pecan pie. I don't have any of the pecan pie in there. Oh well, Mother Nature does stuff like that. Bling, bling, bling. Oh, you know what? I wonder if, I was thinking about, like if I had some of these dots in pecan pie. Do I? These are old. Pecan pie. But see, to me, those look a little bit more closer to espresso. So many decisions. Okay, so I'll put 3 of these on. I'll do 2 big and 1 little. low profile dots. I love low profile dots. Oh, that looks nice. 1, 2, and a little one. 3. What do you think? Can you see the bling? Ooh. Okay, there it is. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.